sex for the first time in a field in England that caught on fire after I left.
Okay, then you're not ready yet. Do a little bit more foreplay. It's starting fires. That's too dry.
I had sex for the first time when I was 15 in a forest behind my high school. We got a lot of like had sex in the woods for the first time answers.
I was trying to explain to them that that's like a really big part of our culture as Canadians. Because everybody around the world loves saying that like we don't really have culture, like we just like take American culture. The one thing that we truly have is we all got fingered in the forest.
It must be true.
It must be true.
We
didn't believe her until right now.
I know, Americans, when they have to get fingered in like a parking lot or something. It's so sad.
Okay, come for me. Jesus.
That's what he said.
He said, when are you moving to Canada? We have free healthcare, lots of land, Martin Short. Which I'm like, does Martin Short even still live here? I think we have Martin Short. I think we took Martin Short.
No,
and he's so little, he gets away.
So he gets away. Nickel is a coin in America.
That has no value.
I hate that I had to say that. I shouldn't have brought it up. That has no value. It's very small.
We have nickels. All day it's like this.
Wait, no, do you really?
Do you really have nickels?
You guys have like loonies and toonies? I'm sorry.
Listen to me when I say this to you. Taylor brought a plug converter.
Okay, I knew that.
I threw it in at the last minute because I had room. And I didn't have time. I was literally on my way out the door and I was like, I'm pretty sure I won't need this, but I didn't want to look stupid.
Every time I talk to Americans, they're like, yeah, that was on the radio. Oh, do you guys have radio? And I'm like, not yet, but we're hoping to get it real soon.
We're sorry.
Sorry.
We're sorry about the nickel thing.
It's pronounced sorry.
We're sorry about the nickel. I'm sorry about the nickel thing.
Toronto.
This is a good question. In a Freaky Friday situation where your partner and your parent, switch. I misread it, but we're in it now. We're in it together. Where your partner and your parent switch body. Oh no. I only saw Freaky Friday and I got excited. I'm gonna read the real question and then we may or may not answer it. In a Freaky Friday situation where your partner and your parent switch bodies, would you rather have sex with your partner's spirit in your parent's body or your partner's body, but it's your parent's spirit?
Whoever wrote that needs to leave right now.
You should be in jail. Do you guys have jail here? Someone just said, Taylor, did you know that some women lose their labia during menopause or it fuses with the other parts of? Keep an eye on yours.
What, like put an Apple AirTag on it?
Yeah, that was the part that I thought was so weird. Keep an eye on yours. There's like I don't even think that happened to them. I think they're just like, hey, heads up, something I caught wind of on the street. Maybe.
I've heard of that. I've heard that they don't know what I forget what it's called. Labia something.
Majora and menorah.
I think it's like Big Dipper, Little Dipper.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Not Big Dipper, Little.
Big Dipper, Little Dipper, exactly. And the clit is Orion's belt.
I love the idea of like your labia like just fleeing to Canada.
This person said the worst part of having kids is them having the same attitude as you and trying not to laugh when your toddler says something out of pocket. That does seem really hard to have a funny kid and having to be like, stop.
Don't say that.
Stop.
You're right, but don't say that. If I had a child that acted like me, I'd be arrested. With this little micro twink over here.
You'd be so homophobic.
I would. I'd be like,
No son of
not
mine.
in my house, Tristan.
Oh my god. Nothing made me more sure I didn't want kids than holding my one-day-old nephew in my arms, the sweetest little bundle of joy, also 7 pounds. I am not pushing that out of my hoo-ha. I just
Respect.
love that somebody held their nephew and was like, oh. Said the worst thing about having kids is their sheer audacity. My 12-year-old knocked on our bedroom door to tell me and their dad to keep it down. And then she wrote, I don't negotiate with dependents, so I got 3 times as loud.
Good.
That's so awesome.
That's crazy. Like, I know I can't have kids. Thank God I can't accidentally have a child. I would have a litter by now. And
they could all suck on one nipple.
Anyway, kids suck. Go on.
My queer awakening was the entire cast of The Mummy. Brendan Fraser, smash. Rachel Weisz, double smash. The guy who played the mummy himself, yes, daddy. This person said my queer awakening was at Shakespeare camp. Incredible.
That makes a lot of sense. To be or not to be gay.
This person said my queer awakening was when Jesus started looking pretty good on the cross.
So relatable.
Mm-hmm.
This person said my queer awakening was Megan Fox bending over the hood of Bumblebee in the first Transformers movie. Sophie made such a good point where she goes, I feel like if you were turned on by Megan Fox in Transformers, that's not even a queer awakening, that's just appreciating art. She's like, we were all turned on. That doesn't tell you anything about
If
yourself.
you're only gay for Megan Fox in Transformers, newsflash, you're not gay.
I can thank Aladdin for my queer awakening when I wanted to be both Aladdin and Bone Jasmine. Well, I mean, yeah.
I was a little bit, you're not gonna like this, I was a little bit horny for Jafar.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be surprised if you're like, I like the parrot. Like, you are constantly surprising me with your taste.
You know what they say, big nose, big hose. The parrot. A toucan,
you
give me
told
a toucan.
Well, you told me you like the little bat from Anastasia.
Absolutely. Bartok, that's my guy.
My queer awakening was Amanda Bynes and She's the Man 13 years ago.
Yes. I was a soccer girl too. I was crazy for that one.
And that was Channing Tatum, too, right?
Oh my God, it was Channing Tatum.
Right?
Oh my God,
Yes.
Imagine Amanda Bynes as a boy being so hot that we forgot Channing Tatum was in it.
Yes. My queer awakening was Topanga Lawrence from Boy Meets World. That's great. My queer awakening was Annie Lennox in the music video for Here Comes the Rain Again.
Okay, we got a Gen Xer in the room.
Oh, this is a good coming out story. I was 3 weeks away from marrying a man when I realized I was in love with my best friend, who was a girl, and called off the wedding. I still have the wedding dress 10 years later. I will now be wearing a suit as a masked lesbian when I marry my future wife. That's so nice. As somebody who also has a wedding dress from a failed engagement, what do we do with them?
Truly, I was just thinking
Please
that.
DM me, because I don't know.
Maybe
I mean-
you can donate them to science.
Can you do an autopsy on this dress and tell me what went wrong? The person said, since I've come out as trans, my dad introduces me to people by saying, she's a they, which is so close for a 73-year-old man. I came out to my mom when I was 15, and her immediate response was, ugh, I could never eat pussy. And I just looked at her and said, great, more for me. When I came out as bisexual to my mom, she told me not to tell my grandmother because she's old and I might not meet anyone before she dies anyway. Can you imagine coming out to your mom and she's like, well, why upset your grandma if you're just gonna be a loser? Anyway.
That is good parenting because you really need to be honest with yourself about how much game your child has.
I asked a girl that I had a crush on if she'd ever kissed a girl. She said yes, then asked me. The real answer was no. Instead, I planted one on her and said, yep, I did. That's awesome. No one cares. Okay. I thought that was pretty cool, but I grew up Christian. I told my daughter if I'm ever on life support, just pull the plug and go ahead and charge your phone.
Dark.
That's so dark. I love that answer. I love that answer.
I mean, my phone's not ready to die.
I don't know how I want to die, but I know how I want to dispose my body. I want to be scattered around Disney World, and I do not want to be cremated.
You're like on It's a Small World and one of the kids has like a human heart in its hands.
Oh my God. This crowd is so dark. I love it.
Yeah.
That I want to die having sex with my wife, but I'll probably die making a PowerPoint.
I feel like your wife does not want you to die while you're having sex with her. Are we not thinking of the wife?
I didn't even think about the wife. I didn't at all. I was like,
then
that's so romantic. No, it isn't.
I mean, we have to assume the wife's on top, right? During the sex, so that she's not trapped.
No, I think he's
Oh
on
my
top.
God, you're right.
And I'm also thinking, like, maybe she doesn't know right away because how quickly does rigor mortis kick in?
But like,
Maybe
also,
she's like, babe, did you have a Viagra?
But also, if I'm on top and you die, fucking really?
That's so unfair. That's so mean.
That's really a double whammy. That sucks.
That's killing two birds.
Yeah.
Do you go on top?
Like ever? Only when I want to kill a guy. Said answer to what I would do with my dead body is a toss-up between airdrop into a volcano or catapult, and then wrote, I have the money. It's not that expensive.
Wait, is that a thing? Can you be dropped into a volcano? That's chic.
That's so chic, and it's so funny because while I was reading that, I was like, this is fucking, no one can afford this. And they were like, way ahead of you. And then they sent me their bank information.
Also, that would be like a destination funeral, unless you like live by a volcano.
Have you made everyone come watch?
I think I'd want to be cremated and then used to like cut up cocaine. So then people would snort me and I could make them do gay shit.
You're gonna be very powerful
I know.
after your death. Stopped being religious at 13 after my mom left my Baptist pastor father for a woman and started believing in reincarnation. Your mom sounds cool.
She does.
That's a movie. That's a Hallmark movie.
That is a Hallmark movie. My mom was told that if you bit the communion bread, it would bleed in your mouth. One day she bit it and no blood came out, obviously. That day she stopped believing in God.
Doesn't that make you guys miss Gushers?
This person said, I was also not allowed to gel my hair. Only Satan gelled his hair. Also not allowed to wear a necklace.
Because Satan is Guy Fieri.
I mean, if you got to hell and it was Guy Fieri, you would be like,
Yeah, of course.
One of the triple D's is the damned.
Stopped being religious when my grandparents told me my boyfriend's dick would fall off if we had sex. It did not.
That's so funny to like still go for it though.
Yeah.
Like you like half believe. I'm sure they didn't tell their boyfriend that.
No, they're like, let's see. And
Wait,
then if it had fallen off, they would have been like, oh fuck, grandma was right.
Yeah. But that is also a thing where it's like everybody thinks older people are like so precious about sex stuff. Like sometimes, you know, we both have so many, you know, all three of us have sex jokes and stuff. And sometimes if there's like older people in the crowd, sometimes comics are like worried. But it's like, they're fucking too. They're fucking too. They were giving blowjobs in Model Ts or whatever.
They only cost a nickel.
They're just like, your grandma has 9 grandkids. Or she has, 9 children if she's Catholic.
Yeah, she hits it raw.
Yeah. Your grandma's had more sex than you, loser.
Yeah.
New merch, my grandma fucks.
This person said, I was raised Jewish and I watched VeggieTales without realizing the Christian context until my dad found me watching a song called Pleasing to the Lord. Out of context, that sounds really bad.
It really does.
I had the exact same experience because I was like raised Jewish, and then in the summer, my family would send me to Catholic horse camp. I didn't realize that it was. I went to this camp every summer. I thought it was just horse camp. Obviously, all the girls had braids in their hair. I thought that was horse girl braids. I didn't know it was church braids, and very similar to the naked eye. And obviously, we would like sing campfire songs and stuff, and I would like sing along, and I didn't realize for so long that it was about God because the songs were just good. Like I do remember one. I do remember one of the songs. It was like, sing along if you know. I like bananas, and I know that mangoes are sweet, and I like papayas, but nothing can beat the sweet love of God to do up, to do up, to do up.
You almost missed God. Did you say God at the beginning?
It's at the end, the sweet love of God. But then I was always like, what was that last fruit? Like I like missed it. It's like guava? They're singing about guava?
God, the final fruit.